Nagpapasalamat kami sa kinabuhing gihatag kanamo, sa kalipay nga among gipati, sa among pag-ampo kinuodong nga kami. Salamat, salamat Ginoo, walay sukod imong kaayo. Salamat, salamat Ginoo, walay sukod imong kaayo. Walay pagmahay Ginoo sa among pagsalig kanimo, ang kalipay ug among kasakit gihalad kanimo, Ginoo dawata kami. Salamat, salamat Ginoo, walay sukod imong kaayo. Salamat, salamat Ginoo, walay sukod imong kaayo. Salamat, salamat Ginoo, walay sukod imong kaayo. Salamat, salamat Ginoo, walay sukod imong kaayo.
Lateral step with a pull. Get ready and begin. You're doing kind of a side lunge back behind you, or a reverse lunge, stepping down, leaning forward just slightly, and as well as adding in that arm motion, that pull motion. So as you swing those arms down, you actually want to work against yourself, pulling those arms down back by your sides, and then extend them right back up as you come back up from that lunge, and then go right back in over to the other side. So keep alternating back and forth, left to right, at the same time as moving those arms. We're going to move on to the next exercise, the slow rocking butt kickers, and switch it up. Just going to move back and forth nice and slow, bring that heel up, tap that butt, just alternating that weight back and forth from foot to foot. Now make sure that you're just slowly bringing that heart rate up. You don't have to really push into it real hard at this point, but by the time you're done with this routine, you should be sweating. So every single one of these exercises should get just a little bit harder than the last. So I have a few seconds left till we move to that next exercise. Coming up next, we have high knee pulls. And switch it up. Focus on that high knee motion first, driving those knees up, making sure you're alternating back and forth, nice, slow, controlled motions, getting that knee as high as you possibly can every single time. As well as adding in that arm motion. Every single time you draw those arms down, you want to be working against yourself, pulling those arms down, as well as getting a little bit of a crunch as you lean those shoulders forward at the bottom of that range of motion with those arms. Just got a few seconds left. We're going to switch to that next exercise. Got arm swings plus a lateral step coming up next. And switch it. Those arms are going to swing straight across in front of your chest. So stretch back behind you as well as bring them across over top of your chest as much as you possibly can. Make sure you're alternating which arm is on top every single time. As well as just kind of slowly stepping back and forth from side to side, opening up those hips, trying to get that heart rate up just a little bit higher. Keep it going, got just a few more seconds till we switch to that next exercise. We'll be doing a torso twist plus a knee. And start them up. Then we're going to be doing 4 torso rotations, and on the 5th one, as you come back across, you're going to drive your knee up to that outside elbow, that opposite elbow, then start again. 4 rotations. On that 5th rotation, you bring that knee up. Now if you keep on that rotation, making sure that every 5th rotation you bring that knee up, you should be using a different knee, different elbow every single time. Now we got just a few more seconds till we switch to our next exercise, which is going to be jogging in place. And switch it up. This is just regular jogging in place, nothing fancy. Just slowly keeping that heart rate coming up a little bit more, a little bit more. Almost done, just a few more seconds. Our next exercise is going to be just traditional squats. And start them up. Get those feet just a little bit wider than shoulder width. Squatting down really nice and low. Since you're not using any extra weight on this one, you want to really focus on range of motion. Try to get really nice and low, dropping those hips down to at least knee level, lower if you can, as long as it's comfortable. Now just keep that motion going. Again, trying to focus on getting that heart up just a little bit more as you get closer to the end of this. Just a few more seconds. We're moving on to our next exercise, front kicks. And start them up. That leg just can come straight up in front of that hip. It's alternating back and forth, nice slow controlled motion. You don't want to snap that leg out too far. You don't want to go to an actual full extension on that leg. You always want to keep that knee just a little bit soft. You don't want to damage that knee. Just keep those legs moving back and forth. Really use those core muscles and those leg muscles to keep that motion going. Almost done. Our next exercise is going to be the boxer shuffle. And start them up. Just shuffle those feet back and forth. Make sure it's a really nice quick motion. Again, trying to get that heart up just a little bit more. Feel free to add in a little bit of a jump rope motion with those hands just to get a little bit more exercise out of it. Try to get that heart up a little bit faster if you need to. Just a few more seconds till this one's done. Come up to our last exercise. The last one is going to be cross toe touches. And start them up. Reaching down with that opposite hand to foot, rotating those shoulders left to right. You want to try to get a nice torso rotation, as well as leaning over nice and straight forward, getting a nice straight back, leaning down, trying to touch that toe on that opposite side of the body. That left hand's going down to the right foot, that right hand's going down to the left foot. Just keep alternating back and forth. Come back up to a full standing position every single time, keeping that motion quick, but under control. It's about 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, good job. This warm-up is complete.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey! 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 Hey!
up the first cool down exercise, the torso twist. Keeping those hips straight forward, those feet planted, just going to rock those shoulders back and forth in a nice slow motion, trying to get as much range of motion to that torso as you possibly can without letting those hips move. Concentrate on just getting that torso to twist only from your rib cage to about the top of that crest of that hip. You don't want to rotate through those shoulders, swinging those arms back and forth. You want to keep those arms right in front of your chest. Just rotate those shoulders from side to side. Alright, coming up next we've got the rocking side to side kicks, and start them up. Now there's a really nice slow exercise, but we're not trying to do an actual workout here. We're just trying to keep that blood flowing to try to get your body to completely filter out all those waste products that you just created from your last workout, as well as trying to get more oxygen pushed around your system to try to get that heart rate to start slowly dropping back down. We've just got a few seconds left. Keep those legs going. Just make sure you don't stop moving and you're not just kicking those legs. It's a nice controlled motion. Coming up next, we've got the rocking butt kickers plus a ventral pull. And start them up. So you're just going to kick that heel up to your butt, stretching out that quadricep, the front of that thigh, as well as opening up those shoulders, stretching out those shoulders. But remember, the main goal of this is just to keep that blood flowing around, trying to get oxygen to your system, as well as trying to clean out any excess lactic acid that may be still in your muscle tissue. Almost done, just a few seconds left. Next one coming up is going to be an arm crossover swing. And switch it up. Those arms are going to come straight in front of your chest. Just keep shifting your weight back and forth, left to right. Mainly you want to be focusing on pulling those arms back behind you, stretching out that chest, then pulling them back in front of you, letting those rhomboids across the top of that shoulder blade stretch out as well. Remember, just trying to push a lot of blood around. You don't want to be doing this to actually get yourself tired or bring that heart rate up. You want to just try to slowly be letting that heart rate drop back down, so it's a really nice, easy motion. Alright, we're going to be switching over to a quadricep stretch next, starting with that left leg first, and switch it up. Bring that left leg up, heel up to that butt, only as close as is comfortable, and then you're going to pull that knee back behind you, using that glute muscle to kind of stretch it back. You want to feel that stretch to the front of that thigh and into the front of that hip, maybe even into the lower part of those abdominal muscles. So hold there for just a few seconds longer, then we're going to switch sides. Go ahead and switch over that other foot, squeeze that heel back up to that butt as close as is comfortable, and then pull that knee back behind you. Again, you want to feel it to the front of that thigh, the front of that hip, and maybe even into those lower abdominals. Almost done with this one, just a few more seconds before we move on to the next exercise, which is going to be a hamstring stretch, starting with that left leg first. Let's go ahead and let that right leg drop, kick that left leg forward, stretch that toe back towards you, leaning down forward over that leg, get as much of a stretch on that hamstring, the back of that knee and that calf is comfortable. You're going to feel a little bit of stretch in that lower back as well, but whatever you do, don't bounce on it. You just want to stretch down and hold it, constantly trying to push just a little bit further. Now let's go ahead and switch sides, kick that right leg out, flex that toe up towards you, stretch out on that right leg. Again, just go down as low as is comfortable, try to get a nice stretch to that hamstring, back of that knee, that calf perhaps, as well as feeling a little bit in that lower back. Keep flexing that toe back up towards you as best you can. Try to keep a nice consistent stretch on that leg. Alright, let's go ahead and let it relax. We're going to switch over to the rocking inside thigh stretch next. Just going to switch back and forth, pausing for just a couple of seconds on each side. Kicking that leg out to the side, get a nice straight leg, leaning towards that straight leg. You should feel a stretch on the inside of that thigh. If you're feeling it more in that hamstring, then make sure that that hip is lined up with that leg. You don't want to actually have it coming off at a 90-degree angle. Alright, go ahead and switch to that wall. We're doing a chest stretch next. Go ahead and place that left hand up on that wall, fingers facing back behind you, rotating those shoulders away from them. Just keep stretching into it. You want to feel this mainly through that chest, from the center of that rib cage all the way across to the tip of that shoulder. If you're feeling it in your bicep, then rotate that elbow until it goes away. You just want to feel it in that chest. Go ahead and switch sides. Same exact motion on the opposite side, rotating those shoulders away from that arm, away from that hand. Just constantly keeping a consistent stretch on that chest, making sure that you're constantly pushing into it just a little bit more as that stretch starts to loosen up on you a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and switch on to the next one. We're going to be doing a rhomboid stretch next. So bring that left hand up in front of your chest, grabbing it with that right hand, either at that wrist or at that elbow, pulling your arm across in front of your body. You should feel a stretch on the outside of that shoulder and across that rhomboid. Completely depends on how flexible that rhomboid is. Now you might not feel the stretch much at all, and on the other hand, you might feel it quite a bit. It all depends on that flexibility. Alright, let's go ahead and switch sides. Same thing in that right arm. Bring that right arm right across in front of your chest, grabbing it with that left, pulling across your chest, trying to keep that arm as close to your chest at the same time. Remember, you're going to feel this the outside of that shoulder and the back side of that shoulder, as well as across that shoulder blade. Just a few more seconds is our last stretch. And let it relax. Alright, good job. This cool down is complete.